Hi guys, and welcome back to another lesson. This one's a bit cool because it's an intro section which was requested by Mr. Martin Steiger. Hi Martin, he's been a supporter of the cause for a long time. And as is the benefit of being a patron, you get to ask for all this cool stuff. Now Martin wasn't the only one who requested this, funnily enough. I was just working it out when someone else requested it. I forget your name, but thank you for the comment on that as well. So this is basically taken from the Immagine in Cornice. I don't know how you pronounce that. Cornice, Cornice. Anyway, from the DVD where Eddie plays an intro to Immortality. And I'm going to show you how to play the intro exactly as it is on that DVD. I'll put a link below in because you can see that on YouTube as well. It's on Pearl Jam's official YouTube account. So you can have a look at that and then you will know how to play it. But he does it a lot live. So let's crack right on. Now I'm playing a slightly distorted tone with an extra bit of reverb because, you know, he's playing it to an empty amphitheatre. Okay, so you can hear a bit of reverb there. Now this isn't a difficult riff. It's basically 2 chords, but you really want to pay attention to the dynamics and some of the picking that he uses to really nail it, okay? But as an intro section, it has its own intro. So the first chord he plays is this. But he arpeggiates it like this. And then he's into the riff, okay? So it's a bit of a weird intro because the last note rings out for kind of 2 beats, okay? So it plays... and then you're into the intro riff, okay? Now at its simplest, this is very simple. It's 2 chords, which is a C chord and a B chord, which you could argue is actually a G. But he only plays the B and the D as root notes, okay, for that second chord. More on that in a second. Now essentially he's playing this. Etc. and round and round. And he just repeats that. But he varies it in terms of the picking. So I'm going to run through that in chunks, okay? Now the first bit, the intro to the intro to Immortality goes like this. Now, note on that picking. The second note that you pick is super quiet. I'm not even sure if it's picked. It may just be him putting his finger down on the fretboard, but I've put it in anyway, so bear that in mind. Second note, play very, very quietly, so. And then those high 2 are a little bit louder. Now, when you're playing this, the bass notes are pulsed quite a lot, so you'll hear. You'll hear that going on, okay? And they're played quite quietly, but the other notes are played a little bit louder, okay? So that's where the dynamic bit comes in, okay? So... okay, that sort of vibe. Now, the first time around he plays this. So that slowly is... okay, you can take your fingers off if you want and play, you know, and abandon the chord shape, but I don't think he does. I haven't looked at it closely, but you know, you want it to ring out quite nicely, and I would suggest you finger the first chord with your second finger on the root and your third finger on the B string. Because then you can use your little finger and your first finger to play the rundown on the E string. Okay? And then your finger's kind of ready to move down to the B. Okay, so that again. slowly down to the second part of the first phrase. So, the second part is this. So I'm fretting it like this. First finger on the A string on the second fret. Third finger is on the third fret on the B string. Now the second phrase slowly is... and then back to... So break it down, okay? It's not complicated, but I found it easier to break it into little chunks to remember it. So you play the first bit, and then the next bit is just repeated twice, okay? So that very slowly is... okay? Okay, the second phrase is pretty much the same as the first phrase, but there's a very subtle difference in the second half of it, okay? So that goes like this. Okay, now he does that a lot more pronounced actually live, but you hear the little gap in that second section. So the first bit's the same, and the third bar is the same as well. But you just leave that D note ringing out, which is the third fret on the B string. Okay, and he really digs into that lead into the next phrase, okay? Slowly that is... So the third phrase is the same as the first phrase, goes like this. Okay, let me go through that final bit so you can hear it going into the intro. Now listen out to what the bass is doing, okay? So you should hear... slowly, into the Immortality bit, it goes like this. Etc. And then he goes into the... But if you want all that stuff, that's in the proper Immortality lesson, which I've already done, so check out the link for that somewhere. And that is it. So there you have it. 2 chords with a little flourish and a lot of kind of bass notes. So So that is it. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you very much indeed for watching. Nice little snippet, nice easy one, but there's quite a bit in there in terms of dynamics and getting all the picking right. So try and nail that one note for note and you can play along with it as you please. So that's it from me. Until next time, cheery bye!